And welcome back to Friday Night Hangouts, Legends of the Wild Wastes. I'm Andrew Marlowe.
I'm Monica Marlowe.
McFez.
And
The Flin Flan Man.
Fin Flan Run.
And we are playing Legends of the Wild Wastes tonight, so...
Yep.
I know where we left off.
Yeah, because we just did that.
We did. However...
We have a question.
No.
Oh, no.
No.
No!
No.
We do, but okay.
We're in the jail.
Oh.
One of these.
And your mentor looks at you. And he looks back at you over there. He's like... Looks back between May and Phineas, and this absolute incredulous look on his face. All right. So I'll give you the leprechaun. I have a real hard time with the Rainbow Bridge. But okay.
That's from the man who's a saddle for a dragon.
I know, right? I mean, how does he
And
think
then-
dogs go to heaven? Literally.
Dusty.
Poor Dusty.
So, trolls, dwarves, giants, and a little tiny fairy this big.
Yeah, she was a little bigger than that, but yeah,
That big.
that big. Yeah.
Is it my birthday? Is this leading up to some sort of like joke, prank? What?
You wanted to know what took us so long getting back. This is what happened.
This is ridiculous.
You're telling us.
All right. So once the dwarves fixed your train,
Mhm.
then what happened?
Well, then Mary wanted to know how we got them to fix the train. So we told her the part of the truth she needed to know.
At which point we will cut back to you talking to Mary.
Mary,
How? What did you do?
we told them that we found you fighting with the other fairy that we killed because we believed you to be in danger, and we were to protect the people on the train, and that after the fight finished, you disappeared. We believe that you were the target, and we followed
Our contract.
our contract. We found out that the other porter was actually got up and walked away. So we went to find out what happened. We thought he'd been stolen. His body had been taken. And that's how we found, which is how we found the rainbow ladder stairway.
Okay, I can work with this. They don't know what I look like?
No.
All right. We can do this. I'll...
Just stay calm. As long as this train is going where it's going, you've contracted us. We're gonna get you there.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. We can do this. Dwarves aren't coming, right?
No.
They're just fixing the train.
Did they send anybody?
Not that we know of.
She kind of gives you a look.
Probably, but
Go
how are
ahead.
we gonna know?
Go ahead and give me a perception or a persuasion roll.
Okay, so I also have an ability in that. So I am going to spend.
So here's the thing. You can't help me, but I can help you.
Can you?
Mhm.
How are you doing that? Because that'll be cool.
Because I'm telling half the story.
Oh, okay.
And you have an ability that lets you help, or
No, it's as an exile, I'm a loner. I gain no benefit from receiving aid.
Oh, but you can
I can
help.
still give aid.
Yes.
Oh, well, that's good to know.
17.
15, and I lowered it by 1, which balances it out to 15.
Okay. And, okay. So you actually lower it by 2
Right,
because of Scott.
right.
She kind of gives you this eye, like, she doesn't quite believe you, but she doesn't have enough evidence to disprove you, so she's willing to take it on faith for now.
Okay.
And then she goes and drops into a chair near the window and watches sullenly as the dwarves finish fixing the train, and before long it is back on the track. And you're not quite certain when it happened, but it got turned around.
These
Oh,
guys
they're
are so
good.
awesome. We need to get us some.
Right?
I mean, figuratively.
You hear one of the kids come running up. They carried the engine all the way around to the other side of the train.
No, I missed that.
Wow. Wow.
I hate this job. I missed all the good stuff.
I know. That's because we're here babysitting people.
Right. And then before long, the train is moving again.
So what did happen to Moonbeam?
She kind of disappeared.
Okay. That's fine.
More
I
likely
wonder-
than not, she turned out her light and is just perched somewhere.
Okay.
I wonder if part of getting us back means that she's got to use that moonbeam trick once we're into tonal again.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
So she can open to Partle.
It's not a bad guess.
And so suddenly now it's true.
Well, no, actually, that was pretty much exactly how it was going to happen. And I will go ahead and give you XP for that.
Yay!
Yay!
So she's actually camped out on the front of the train currently.
Because they should have one of those lamp kind of things up there.
Mm-hmm. All right. So we also had a question for Dusty on our way back that would have occurred before technically the scene, but we didn't really know that
That's
we wanted
fine
to ask
because
it.
you were
So.
right, and you
Hi,
were
Lynette.
you
Hello.
were slid off to another conversation. So
Yes. So you want to ask Dusty your question?
Dusty, can you find Mary?
Easy.
Good, good.
All right. Well, we'll keep.
Let's find her then. And that could be the lead into
Right.
the interaction with Mary.
Right.
So I.
Okay, good. We may need that later. Alrighty. So we ride in the train.
Right. Back out through the tunnel so that you come out on the other side.
Okay, so we go back the way we came, but then when we come through,
You're still pointed the right
direction. This is awesome.
Teleport!
Teleport? No, that's not it.
This part and that part. And
Yeah, those parts.
As long as we're going the right way.
I don't care how we get there at this point. All right. So,
sorry.
is there a problem?
Yeah, it's not a huge one. I'm just trying to fix something.
Okay.
It can't be there. I don't know why.
Oh, it's all.
I don't know why it's doing it the way it is. Because that is actually still over. It's just weird.
I was going to say, did it move?
No, it's just the way they overlap doesn't overlap well. I was
Okay.
hoping it was just, but it's not.
All right.
Not something I can fix.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we ride on the train. About how much further do we have?
It's still a couple days out.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and think that I can actually heal back my 5 intelligence then.
Okay.
Because Worst case scenario, I have to roll 4 or 3 times.
Do you guys like camp
there
out
it is.
somewhere in your armor, or what are you doing at this
Well,
point?
I don't think we decide we.
I mean, I know
we
how you were
could-
doing it before. I don't know if that's what you want to do this time or not.
Well, with what's going on, I don't know. Do we want to take turns
Just- I would say
inside
just
and outside?
Take turns, yeah.
Okay.
Because this is supposed to be like a long trip. We're gonna have to get out of the armor to
Right,
so
rest
who's-
properly.
So who's taking the first shift on the car?
I love riding outside.
So you take the first shift?
Yeah, I'll take the first shift.
All right, so pass these to Scott.
Oh, Scott, I'm sorry. I
So-
tried to sacrifice myself for you.
That's why I went with whoever took the second shift.
Oh.
Everything happens on second shift.
I know, what was I thinking? I was dumb.
I might have made it the third shift, at which point I'd be back to first shift.
He's such a jerk.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's Dusty's turn.
I wish
Right,
he would
but
have
then you
just
didn't know.
Yeah.
But see, on the far outside chance, I might have made it happen as early as the first shift.
Okay. Anyway.
So, shortly after changing shifts, you hear pong off your armor.
Where's she at?
And it's like something hits you. You're like, what the heck?
That would have been my first guess too, though.
And you like look up, and out of the darkness, you see that the moon has basically been eclipsed.
What was it before?
It was there earlier. I mean, this is all happening in that like hair's breadth of an instant. It was there a moment ago, and suddenly you look up, and it seems to be eclipsed.
Like, was it like full? Was it
It was like half.
half? Okay.
So typically there is not an eclipse at that point, so that makes
Right.
it even stranger. Okay.
Oh, come on, then.
So you kind of go like, "Come on, then," and then stars start going out around it.
This is probably where the
Roll
portal.
initiative.
This can't be good.
9.
All right. So you're just sort of realizing that, as you're kind of like looking up, it's not so much that the stars have gone out, but that something has blocked your view and is now hurtling towards you at an immensely fast rate of speed as it completes its downward arc.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me a speed defense to try to get out of the way. But because you rolled so poorly on initiative,
It'll be too late.
it is impaired by 1 step.
So it balances out with my trained.
Right.
16.
Unless you want to put some effort on it. Okay. So on a 16,
Wait, do I get the free effort for the?
Oh, your speed.
Cause that was
yes,
like
you get a
plus
free
1.
effort for your armor.
Okay.
All right. So it's not. So you've got speed defense personally and the armor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You just barely roll out of the way. You're like hanging off the side of the train as this boulder hits the roof and crushes it in about a foot.
Oh,
Wood
I'm
splinters
so
inside, metal creaks, and then it bounces off into the side. The entire train kind of has this lurchy bit inside, Monica,
Okay.
and everybody is kind of bounced out of their seats and out of their beds. And chances are you're kind of like picking yourself up off of the floor like, what in the world?
So have I even had time to take off my armor? I mean, I'm assuming I went back to
Yeah.
the car that we store that stuff in.
Yeah, it's only basically been long enough for you to do that. Go back to a car and start thinking about laying down.
Well, I guess I put my armor back on.
Oh, those cheeky bastards.
Can't wait to get up there and ask you what the fuck is going on.
At this point, Scott, you can see that there are a couple of more. You're kind of like hanging off the side of the train, and you can see that there are a couple more that overshoot the train and undershoot the train and land nearby. These boulders are almost as big as the train cars themselves.
The hell did they get boulders that big? All right, let me know when I am able to get out to the.
I'm going to inject with dark sight, so I can see in the dark for the next 8 hours.
Okay, so you do that, and you look over your shoulder, and you can see out in the darkness 2 figures, 30 feet tall. Look like they're made out of the mountains themselves.
These would be one of them fellas. 2 of them fellas. The not so nice ones.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see burning eyeballs up at the tops of them.
Well,
Am I out there yet?
You're probably making your way from the passenger cars, and you can see like the boulder hit nearby
Okay,
that doesn't actually hit.
when I see that, I go ahead and use my speed defense cipher,
Okay.
which gives me speed defense. Oh, it says 8 points. Oh no, wait. No, it's a speed replenisher. Sorry, I don't use that.
Not yet.
It's my only remaining cipher. So I thought it was speed. I thought it said speed defense. Guess I should write so I could read my own writing. So I get out and
So you start booking it for your armor.
well, yeah. Well, that's what I said.
Yeah.
I go back and get my armor. Let me know
Right.
when I'm back out.
Right. So you start heading back towards your armor, but you can see as you go, these
Oh,
things
okay.
are hitting the.
Okay.
So thump thump, boulders keep hitting. Another one looks like it's going to hit your train car, Scott.
I will.
Talk to it.
Yes. No. I will actually control the field.
Okay.
If it's going to hit the car, I'm going to kind of help it up and
So you
over.
like want to try to like catch it and toss it.
Yeah.
All right. That's an awesome move. So let's go ahead and call that a speed defense roll.
All right. Speed defense. I'm going to spend 2 effort for that.
Okay.
And then the extra one for
And
the
I
armor.
will even let you apply, if you want to apply one, if you want to split that out between speed and might, you can do it either way. But if you are trained in speed defense and you want to use the training, take it out of your speed pool. If you want to do it as a might roll, you can do it out of your might pool.
Since it's a defense roll, I'm going to do it out of the speed pool.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll spend the 2 for effort, plus the extra for the armor, trained in speed defense.
Okay.
We do get an auto +3 to might.
What's that?
We do get the auto +3 to might defense rolls though. Or you didn't? You took the same thing I did, didn't you?
I did.
Okay.
And it's a 12 on the die.
Okay. So you like get under that one and it, kind of hits you a little bit and you get it tossed off so it doesn't actually damage the train. But it is a little bit more shocking than you had expected. So go ahead and take 5 points of damage to your might pool
Okay.
for the effort and strain of the redirect.
Okay.
But you keep it from crushing its way into that car or causing the train to derail. You can still see them moving in closer, and one of them at this point has yanked a tree out of the ground and is starting to swing it like it's going to swing it as a club.
This sounds awesome.
Don't it though?
Just picked it up, and it's a conifer tree, so it's
So it's
full of,
cushy.
it's full of bristles and and whatnot.
Something like that.
but he's currently kind of beating it on the ground and knocking most of that stuff loose, just so he has
A big stick.
right. And the other one, when he reaches into the ground, he seems to actually just pull up a chunk of the earth effortlessly and throws one more. This one sails past you, well out of your reach, heading for closer for like the engine of the train.
But it misses the train.
It does miss the train.
Okay.
And then you see that it basically bounces and is in the middle of the track. And the whole train is at this point lurching to a stop as you hear brakes grinding, and the whole thing is, trying to slow down before it gets to that boulder, but they were doing that before just based on the other impacts.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's kind of lurching. Monica, you get to your armor.
Okay, good.
You weren't probably that far away from it, given the way you guys have been doing all this.
As I'm doing this.
And the train is, so you're like lurching towards your armor by sheer force of physics.
Okay. Gotta get in and start
So you
finding my way to the top of the train.
Right. So you leap into your armor. Now, guys, were you guys parking your armor towards the front of the train or towards the back? It could have been either one, given the way they move things around on you.
Well, so is the engine actually at the other end of the train now? I mean, is it
It's
still
mostly the other end of the train.
reoriented?
Yeah.
So I thought that it was probably going to be at the back, which is really typically where like cargo is, or some of it.
So you think it's
but now it's up at the front now because that's where the doors move the engine to.
Right. So that makes sense.
Okay. So I'm actually closer to the front. So when I get out and get on top of the train, can I see the boulder then at that point? Because I mean,
and you guys are still grinding towards it.
All right. I am going to spend for an additional edge.
Okay.
In intellect.
That's not where I thought that was going to go.
Oh, really? Why?
I'll tell you later.
And now I can far step without spending anything.
Okay.
So I far step to the boulder and try to move it off of the track.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a might roll to move the boulder.
All right. I get... do I get the...
Yes.
The might, additional might? Okay. 17 plus whatever my armor does.
So you pretty much like pick that sucker up and just toss it like it was nothing.
So the adrenaline of what's going on, I'm like, oh!
And your armor's like, yeah, let's get this out of the way. So you do that, and the train hurtles, it's still hurtling towards you, and you can kind of, chuck it and step as you go.
Okay.
And so the train grinds past you at a pretty good clip still.
Which is why I wanted to spend for free far step.
Smart. Wicked smart.
See, here I was expecting for a moment that you would not to interrupt the flow of things, but I thought for a moment you were going to spend it on might and like do the superhero help stop the train.
Oh yeah, no, I don't want to ruin any more train tracks than I already have this game. We already ruined train tracks in the other game, in the other episode. So
right. So first stepping to the boulder and tossing it was well done. So actually, real quick, what does that far step look like?
Well, so Rides the Lightning actually does have that, has an ability at second level. I kind of envision, though, it looks a little bit like that same thing where it's like it's sort of like kind of like the Flash. Honestly,
you bolt out almost like you get carried on a bolt of lightning.
Right. I kind of think it looks like the Flash, but it will
actually. How does the Flash? How does the Rides the Lightning power work?
I don't know.
Does that like
Read
teleport
it.
you, or
Your
does it?
volume is supposed to be off. Why did you ding at me?
I don't know. Why did you?
Volume
ding?
is off.
Well, then why did it ding at you?
That's a
Yeah, that's
good
why.
question.
Actually, that's one of the reasons I was looking it up, because I wanted to see, and I was pretty sure it was a second level, so I didn't. What are you dinging over there for, ding dong? It is so. Bolt Rider says you can move a long distance from one location to another almost instantaneously. Carried by a bolt of lightning, you must be able to see the new location. There must be no. To be honest, I mean, Bolt Rider and Far Step are almost the same. There's really
Does
doesn't.
Far Step take you to a?
You have to be able to see the new location, and there must be no intervening barriers.
Right. So as Bolt Rider, you actually probably travel as a current of lightning.
Right. Where this, I kind of look like the Flash, where like the lightning crackles
but
around
does it go to a full long range on Far Step?
I'm looking. Hold on.
Now I hate to do this because this is awful radio to check these rules, but
I know it does seem a little. Oh, Far
like the
Step's
two
back.
powers are so similar.
Yeah, and that's kind of why, in this particular case, I'm trying to find Adept. Sorry, these are. Oh well, or Scott could get out his doodad.
My handy pocketbook.
His handy pocketbook. I wish that they had put them in alphabetical order. Okay, here we go. Far Step is.
You leap through the air and land some distance away. You can jump up, down, or across to anywhere you choose within long distance. If you have a clear and unobstructed path to that location, you land safely.
So they're the same. They're just
Different
structurally flavored. Far Step is more of a jump, where Rides the Lightning is more of a little more instant. Well, I guess it's not really instantaneously. In my opinion,
What tier are you characters?
I'm currently first tier. But I
Well,
mean, I could take
we
Far
can
Step.
just use it like Bolt Rider, and we'll trade it out when you get the second tier for something appropriate. So for the moment, basically, instead of like riding the lightning, you crackle with electricity yourself and you run it. And then when we get to Bolt Rider, you'll actually be able to leap as if you were the lightning bolt itself, ride the bolt.
Yeah, but I don't see
And
how
then-
they're any. I don't see.
Right, and then you trade out Far Step at that point. So
For
the
some- for
flavor,
something.
Oh, for something different. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
right.
I see what you're saying.
so it'll be visually different up until you level the character. So it'll look cooler when you get the next tier.
Okay, I see
and
what
you'll
you're
trade
saying.
it out for something else.
Okay, I see what you're saying. All right. So yeah, so it's kind of it's a little bit more like clunky, I guess.
Right,
Looking this
that's
time.
what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
So
like I'm
you'll-
learning how to do it still.
Right. It'll get more elegant as you go.
Okay. So yeah, so it's sort of, it has to like gather energy and
Right.
and
And you
do
might
that.
even be like it doesn't like arcs, like short arcs.
Oh
like
yeah,
they're
like it's
hopping
like
arcs,
a stone skipping stone rather
Right.
than
a bolt.
okay. That works for me.
And then when we get to the next tier, you'll be able to go like a straight line.
Okay. What's wrong?
It costs twice as much.
What
What
does?
does?
Bolt Rider,
How much does it cost?
4 intellect points.
That's ridiculous.
So we'll trade it out, but we'll trade out Bolt Rider for something else.
Okay. So we'll trade out the flavor text, but Far Step
Right.
is a much better, and you can get it at
Mechanically
first
better.
level.
Yeah,
level.
it's otherwise identical.
Yeah, the text
It's
is
just
almost
the
the
visual
same.
flavor to it.
Right. Good to know.
Yeah. Well, and it only
And that might be one of those things that gets updated and edited in the revised
right.
version.
Well, and
so-
it's only an issue if you play an Adept and Rides the Lightning.
right.
So, but it's the only second tier ability for Rides the Lightning.
Right, and that's fine. And
We'll figure something out. Okay, so anyway, so that's what it looks like now.
right.
That it's still kind of like she's trying to not quite figure it out, but she's not as skilled at it.
Reasonable.
Lightning, like, goes to the I'm sure that'll be interesting. It goes to like it gets attracted to like the train tracks and stuff like
Mhm.
that. So it's very spider webby looking as
Okay, so you have this like crackling energy, and you kind of like, and you make it out there, and then you chuck it, and then still crackling energy, you like roll out of the way, and the train grinds past you.
And then I far step back onto the train at the next
Right.
round. All right.
So
Save the train. Oh, you're right. I already did that.
giants start moving towards the train with some speed.
Save the train, save the cheerleader. Wait, what?
Save the train, save the world.
Save the train, save the world. I feel like we're going to be seeing a lot of trains. Good.
Okay.
All right.
So the giants are charging towards the trains and moving it at a pretty good clip, and towards the pair of you. They are spending this action to move.
Okay.
What are you guys doing?
Well, I'm getting on the train again because the train's currently moving and I'm currently standing on the ground. So I far step the second time.
I'm going to
Can I see him?
Mm-hmm.
I want to far step to him.
I unshoulder the big gun and I'm going to take a shot.
Okay.
Spending 2 effort for speed, plus the 1 for the armor.
Okay.
16.
That is. You've got it. Plus 2 for. You lowered it down by 2 for speed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That is a hit.
Lovely.
So I show up next to you. Why haven't you taken care of this yet?
I kept a boulder from knocking the thing over.
I got a boulder off of the train track so we didn't all die.
Boom!
Actually, you lowered it. How many steps?
Lower it 2 with effort plus the 1 from the.
Okay, that's what I thought. So 3
So
total.
3.
Yeah.
Okay. I had to do my math again. I was like, wait a minute.
Did I do that right?
That was okay. So 3 steps down, you
Wait.
hit.
I just kept the boulder from knocking the thing over.
So how much damage does that do?
6.
Okay. Giant.
Oh, you pissed him off. Good job.
That's what I'm here for.
You pissed a lot of people off.
No one has to die. We only want the leprechaun.
Then stop.
That's a lot harder than I thought.
Maybe you should check around the rainbows.
No, I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm just going to leave it. That was awesome.
So
There's nothing I can say that that will.
they come charging up on you. At this point, we'll begin the new round. You guys are up.
All right. So, are they at a distance still? It's going to take them a while to get here.
They are in short range from the train.
Okay, and they are larger than us.
Oh yeah.
By a
To
lot.
them, they're at immediate distance to the train. That relative distance,
Wow. Okay, this is going to be bad.
because they're big.
Oh, forget it. I'm just going to onslaught one of them and kill it with my brain. I know.
Right into thinky bits.
So
Right,
you
yeah,
throw
well, they're-
lightning at it.
Yep.
Go for the tinky bits.
Go for the tinky bits.
Are you doing it to ignore armor? So doing mental lightning?
I'm
or-
doing mental lightning, and I rolled an 18, so that will be 2, 3, 4. 4.
And you rolled what?
I rolled an 18,
You rolled an 18.
so it's a +2.
Okay. So 4 points of damage. You just you throw lightning and it crackles down like right in the center of his forehead and just cascades along the outside of his head, and he kind of grabs it, looks at you, and those flaming eyes.
Stop throwing rocks at our train!
And the other one swings the tree.
For people who said no one has to die, they've really kind of brought their A game for the dying part, haven't they?
No one has to die. And then you guys shot at them.
They shot at us first.
They didn't say no one has to die until I shot them.
Well, the only people that were going to be dying were going to be us at first. I mean, they're throwing rocks. What the hell?
Right, but I mean, you went and fired off your mental attack. Scott.
I'm
You're up.
defending myself.
You can see one of them's winding up with his they don't get to attack yet.
Hey. Do another shot.
Okay.
Lowering by 3. 19.
Nice.
Wow, your dice are on fire tonight. Okay, so that's another hit.
Cool. So that's 6 plus 3 for the 19?
Yes.
Or I can do the special. 19's probably not good enough for... It'll do like a minor special, but nothing...
Yeah, that an 18's a minor and a 20's a major.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 points of damage is probably better than an effect at this point.
And they're close enough that throwing boulder, having distance for or coordination for throwing boulders won't matter too much.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Yeah, I'll take the extra damage.
Okay. So you hit him, and it actually, your shot goes. Where do you want it to go?
Let's do the shoulder.
So you have it like hit his shoulder, and it just kind of like you see like stones chip off. He looks at you. Just again, the flaming in his eyes. Said no one had to die.
Then stop attacking
And
us.
so he then brings that tree like straight down on you.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Like a club.
Speed defense.
Yay, speed defense. Hey, come back here. And actually land on a number. I'm probably taking some damage on this one. 12.
12?
With the
You
speed
are
defense.
taking hit. You do take that hit.
Yep.
So that is 12 points of damage.
Holy crap.
Yeah, he were real mad. $12, you say?
I do.
Holy shit.
You've got good armor.
No, we don't. We have 3 armor. That's a fourth of what you just hit him for.
Still good armor.
Okay. We're gonna miss you, Scott. I hope you live. You were in the flashback scene.
I never talked about what condition you were in.
You were basically a talking head. You were like
Well, it wouldn't
Kenneth
be that- it wouldn't be
Branagh in
that
the
bad.
Wild Wild West. And
So-
like an iron lung thing.
So, any rate,
Whiskey powered.
the other one,
Yes.
as he's like holding his head from this
Ice cream headache.
this ice cream headache, which probably isn't much worse than that, and he just
Suffering.
drives his fist into you,
Okay.
just like, oh.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to get out of the way.
Remember, this is anime. You guys can also do things that are like super over the top and try to describe them, and we'll run with it.
I know. I'm going to try to kind of sidestep it.
Okay.
I know what I want to do, but I'm
What
not
do you
gonna-
want to do?
Well, I want to run up his arm.
Okay. That does increase the difficulty a little bit, but that is totally doable.
All right. So I get so I lowered it by 1 and I get my 1 speed defense.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully I don't get knocked off the train. No, it's a 9. And I don't have anything to reroll, so it's a 9.
Okay.
Lowered by
So-
2.
You go to like leap up to try to get onto his arm,
Uh-huh.
and he just catches you,
All right.
and it's like, go ahead and give me a might roll real quick.
All right. Is that a might defense?
Yes.
All right. Well, then I get my auto 3 on that. And that is a night. Is that a 19 or an 18? 19.
Okay. The 19, you've got enough.
Yay.
So you take the full 12 points of damage.
Oh.
But the good news is that as he punches you, you don't sail off into the distance. You get purchase on his fist and cling to it, hanging there.
Okay, the problem is now I am on the damage track.
You have a refresh roll.
Okay.
It's a one action. You just hang there.
Okay. All right.
Bright side, they've got to keep running to keep up with the train.
The train is coming to a stop.
Yeah, they don't have to run real
Slowly.
hard.
It is trying to come to a stop. It's heavy and slow, and we're moving a lot faster in combat rounds than it gets to its stop.
Oh, are we getting near the destination?
No, they started stopping once the boulders started flying.
Gotcha.
They started their braking, and Monica was trying to get into her armor as they were braking. We were still about a round, or maybe. I mean, at this point, it is crawling. It's no longer hurtling. It's at a crawling pace. It just hasn't come to its final stop. But they've been stopping for several seconds now.
several rounds.
Yes.
Many seconds. All right, so it's our turn.
Yes.
All right, well, I'm going to take my refresh roll.
So you cling to his hand and
Thank
take a
God. If I
breather.
was going to get a 6, that's the one to get time to get.
That is the time to get
That is
it.
a good time to get it.
Does that take you off the damage track then?
Well, it does.
So what is that? 8? You got or 7 back?
7. So I'm going to put 7 of it back in might, because take another 9 and it'll take me off both of them. It'll be hard. I forgot to activate my resonance field, which actually would have been useful here,
Yeah.
because I could start taking intellect damage
Right.
rather than physical and speed, might and speed.
All right. So at the beginning of this round, the both of you begin to glow.
Yay!
You gain 3 armor.
Woot! So temporary +3.
Mm-hmm.
I like
And you
it.
glow with moonlight.
Imagine that.
And then there's this darting light kind of you can see zipping around.
I was wondering where the hell she was.
You get a good look at her.
Uh-huh.
She's now about Tinkerbell sized.
Ooh. We have to act surprised if Mary asks about her.
Oh no, I figure we just go tell her. I don't know what spell you did, but that was amazing.
That's my plan. All right, so I'm hanging on to one of the giant,
Right.
one of the giants.
And her sword is equally, grown with her. So I mean,
So now it's toothpick ties. Toothpick
Oh, no.
size. No.
she's this big now.
Oh.
So that sword is like this big.
She's got a
She's
two-handed
got a
great
dagger,
sword.
basically.
She's got a two-handed great sword for herself. Okay, she's carrying the equivalent of a claymore.
Yeah, remember it was almost 2 to 3 times as big as she was.
Oh, okay, I forgot.
So she grew to this big.
So now it's like, okay, because it's anime.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I'll kind of load the next round. Point the gun again. Here's the thing, fellas. You're being awful indiscriminate, and this whole train and all of its passengers.
We just want the leprechaun.
That's ooh.
We don't
Also
have
a
a
6.
leprechaun. I mean, why not?
Everybody wants a leprechaun.
Right? Gold is good. Did you hit him?
No, I just did the one action.
Oh, okay.
What were you doing?
This is the one action refresh.
Okay, so you're talking.
He's
I'm
also
talking
I'm
for your
talking
refresh.
through it.
he's in the same boat I'm in.
Right.
Someone hit him for 9 points of damage.
They are stone giants.
I know they are. Holy crap. All right. So now it's their turn.
Now it's their turn. This round, the first one that punched you,
Mm-hmm.
he's like got the thing and he like pulls you up towards his face. He gets a look at your glowingness, and his eyes like cross. And he starts shaking. Give me a speed roll to stay on. Or you can do might. Might would
Can I
work,
do
too.
might? Well, it
Might.
doesn't really. Is it a might defense then?
Yeah, it could be a might defense.
All right, because I only rolled an 8 and I don't have a lot to spend on it. So
So might defense,
yeah,
that lowers it by 3.
yeah.
So you're like hanging on. You kind of lose your
I
grip
swing
with your
one
feet.
arm. For
You kind of lose your grip with your feet, but with your hands, you're like holding to his knuckles. Like, oh my! And you can
There's
see her,
some
like,
good cracks.
yeah, elongate. She's stretched out across and just kind of like hanging in on the cracks in his knuckles.
Very cartoonish.
The other one kind of looks, kind of leans down towards the train and starts poking windows. Leprechaun!
No.
Inside, we see inside the train.
Everyone's
we see
like,
these
"We want
fingers
a
coming in, and there's glass flying everywhere. People are screaming and holding their hands over their heads as they duck down. You can see the like baggage where he's punching into the sides go flying across, making a mess out of the interior.
Damn stone giants.
Right.
What the hell? All right, so it's our turn again.
Yes.
So while the giant's looking at me and trying to shake me off,
Mm-hmm.
I onslaught him again. I'm going to put some effort on it. 18. Well, if I'm going to roll to hit, that's the time to do it.
Great.
All right, so another 4 points of damage.
Mm-hmm. He's like, ah! He's still swinging that arm. This time it kind of like comes up towards his head.
Well, that's good. Now I'm closer. Now I can just poke him in the head with my hand.
So he's like flailing around. And the other one's still like, he was just jabbing in the
Yep,
train. So what
yep.
are you doing?
Lowered by 3, 15 on the die. No pokey.
Okay. So you lowered it by 3,
Mhm.
and you got a 15 on the die?
Mhm.
All right, so that hits.
Yay. 6.
All right, so you hit him, and he pulls his hand back, and you hit it, and rocks go scaling off the back of his hand. He pulls his hand back, he's like he got bit or something. He's like, "Ow!"
These giants are very smart.
All this iron all over the place. You think there's going to be any fairies in the train?
Leprechaun on train. We know we on train.
Iron everywhere.
I can't believe you're trying to logic these two.
How's that iron feel? How do you think a leprechaun would feel on this train?
Iron not problem for us. Iron, ow though.
You're mean.
You can see that his flaming eyes turn back towards you. I thought we could do this nice.
You threw rocks at
You know
our
more
train.
nice.
You threw rocks at our train.
The other one he's like holding it says, "We stopped throwing rocks."
After you almost killed us.
We got lots
this-
of civilians here.
So this is the beginning of your new round.
Okay.
You guys keep talking.
That's fine. I pull myself up onto a better position.
Okay.
Probably. Am I close enough that I can get? Well, I mean, I could far step to his head.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna just do that. I'm gonna just far step
So
to
you
his head.
lightning bolt towards his head,
Yeah, I'm not trying to hit him
right?
per
You just
se. I just want to. Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want him to be.
you just have the arcing lightning across. So
Yeah,
it's like
so if he's
you're,
gonna-
you're hanging here, and a bolt to here, and then straight. It eventually makes a straight line, but
Right.
you arc it up and around.
Right.
To his head, and you're hanging from his head instead.
Yeah, so if he goes to hit me, he's hit himself.
Nice.
Because I'm pretty sure that's what he'll do.
So you're hanging from his nostril.
Am I? Do I have to hang from his nostril? He's probably got bogeys in there. Can I be on his forehead or something?
They're rocks. It's
That's
okay.
still gross.
So they're crusties.
Ew. I was thinking maybe I would be, I don't know, on top of his head. But
It's a good
okay.
place to grab, though.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
got-
he's probably got
he's got
cracks
good-
all. Yeah,
He's
it's
got good grips here.
Great. Okay. That's where I go then.
Stab him. You can be his septum piercing.
Actually, believe it or not, I do not have any physical weapons. Because
Well, when you fire lightning bolts, do you really need physical weapons?
right, and I can actually electrically charge my fist, which means I do a minimum of 6 points of damage
Right.
just with my hand.
Right.
That's a heavy weapon.
Right. I don't disagree. Totally don't disagree. So, but you're hanging from his nostril.
Actually, it might be 7. Did we decide that our
One of your
fists are
one of your feet's supported on the little bridge of his lip.
okay on his upper
Mhm.
upper lip? I'm a little disturbed that I'm the size between his nose and his upper lip. It's a little tall. What am I standing so that I'm
Yeah.
okay.
Well, that says just hit him in the nose. You know that hurts.
Yes.
He's not a shark. Land shark.
Down, boy.
Yes. All right. Did
You
you?
don't have a newspaper big enough.
No, I don't. Do you? Are you doing something?
Yes, we can still just kind of talk to him, right?
Yeah.
Ironheart's leprechauns, right?
He kind of stops for a moment. Give me a persuasion roll.
At least he's not people.
I'm going to give it to you on this one, though. So you're gonna have
Okay,
to
no, that's
suffer.
fair.
Nat 20.
Nat 20!
So he seems to think about it for a moment. And you're not certain that he so much remembers as that he buys your argument. Because he doesn't want to come across as stupid. And so he's like, yeah,
Wheels,
maybe.
wheels, iron, cabin, iron bandings. There's iron everywhere. Tracks, iron.
Oh. No leprechaun on train?
No leprechaun on train.
We was lied to.
Who told you there was a leprechaun on this train?
Just let him go. Just let him go.
No, I know. No, I'm just.
Oh. That's. Oh! Makes me mad.
You should go take care of that. I would be mad if someone had me coming out here and.
So, with that, he storms off, smacks the other one with the tree, "Stop messing around!" And they stalk off towards the mountains.
Oh, well, I'm still on the one, so I guess I'll far step back to the train.
Jump to the engine. Tell them to get started.
Yeah.
We gotta go.
Yeah.
So they go storming off into the night.
Get the train moving fast.
And you guys stop glowing.
Okay. Ouch.
I need a nap.
It's my turn to nap. I just worked a whole shift.
And she's like, the little fairy
Uh-huh.
is like flitting around, like giving him the what for, like, don't come back here no more.
Oh my god, she's a chihuahua.
She is. That's exactly what she is. I'm sure she's actually going to kick someone's ass, but yeah.
And then she like, she kind of like looks at the two of you, the condition you're in, and motions for you both to go lay down.
Okay. I'm going to need some food. Oh man, there's going to be glass everywhere. I hope they didn't destroy the food car. Yes.
All right, that'd be nice. It won't have been the food car.
Thank you.
But you do have to shake glass shards out of your bed.
Hedge magic. Hedge magic is the best trick.
That's a handy
ever.
trick.
It is a handy trick here.
So all the glass just like whoosh. I'll even let you put it back together in the windows.
Oh, I fix everything.
It's not such a broken thing that it's a big deal.
Punk.
That I don't know how easy that'll be to fix.
That won't really happen. That's a much more complicated fix.
Gonna need more dwarves.
Is the roof like tin or is it wood?
It's a combination of wood and steel. So, the decorative interior wood paneling is all splintered and broken.
Buckled and yeah.
And the exterior steel is just all compacted in. So this car is like, not so hot.
Punk.
If you're gonna just make it worse, stop.
And I think for there we will call it a night.
Yeah.
But before we completely call it a night, we fade back to the jailhouse.
Yes.
And we don't pick up on any of the conversation.
Okay.
We drift over and we can hear light storytelling from May and Phineas. But we pan across to the newspaper sitting out on the sheriff's desk. And the headline that reads, "Rampaging Giants Trash Mining Town."
Oops.
Oh, pie.
Oops.
And then we close for the night.
Okay.
So, hope everybody had a good time. We will be back next Friday with more Legends of the Wild Wastes. And on Tuesday, Monica and I will be back with some special guests from the streams that helped us out with the Star
4th.
Wars May the 4th event. And we're going to do a little recapping. So join us for that. And I'm Andrew Marlowe.
I'm Monica Marlowe.
McFuzz.
Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night.